Today we're taking a look at the powerfully successful tactic of overacting on social media. I'm talking about going hard in the pain of the cringe zone, so much so that people cannot look away. And we are going to look at this phenomenon using the examples of some men from two very different places on Earth, but they all share a passion for one thing in particular, and that is overacting on social media, taking acting to strange new places that can only exist on social media. And boy, does it tap into our brain stems and mean that we are glued to our screens saying to ourselves, I can't believe that these men are embarrassing themselves to this extent on social media. But John, they're the ones with the views and we're the ones with no views.
It's true.
What do you want to say about this? Should you and I be overacting? I thought that I was a fairly effusive man, but looking at these men and the way that they do little acting performances on social media makes me think, boy, oh boy, am I amateur when it comes to...
You've got a lot of unexplored range.
Boy,
because I think I could count the number of times that snot has come out of our noses while we're talking on this show on one hand. And unless all your orifices are wet, you're really not doing your best.
So who's the first man, John, who you saw and you thought, wow, this is pretty weird. What's this guy up to?
So this is a guy who many people listening and watching will be familiar with, even if they don't really know anything about him or who he is. And his name is Lewis Saunderson, and he goes under Lewis Saunderson 38. He's got 2.2 million followers on TikTok.
Whoa, I didn't realize that.
Pretty good numbers. He's got 340,000 subs on the YouTube and 373,000 on Instagram. Those are a few days old, those numbers. So he's no doubt going to get a boost from this discussion. And all of his videos are incredibly tonally similar. And he does a very good job of kind of combining it, and this is one of the strange things that ties together a couple of the people that we're going to be talking about, that he's got this, he'll have a guide on the video. It'll show you on the screen, what it's about. It'll say something like, man who recently lost his son or something.
Yeah, so you get the context. So you don't have to have watched the first 40 minutes of the film to understand the context. He just gives it to you.
And it's such a, that's the thing. It's such a kind of, here's the bit from the film that you want to feel, and I'll just give you those 10 seconds.
It's the Blinkist of cinema.
Exactly.
It's just like, I'll just
it is totally
give
the
you the
Blinkist.
emotion that you would get from that, but you don't have to watch the film.
Yeah, because nobody can sit through a film anymore. Like we don't, our brains are all broken. So instead he says, okay, man is abducted by alien. Dad's child is taken by a stranger. Explorer killed by unknown creature. It's all these kind of insane scenarios. And perhaps we can go to one just to demonstrate the level of intensity that I've
so you've sent me a few links here, John. Is it the first one?
Yeah, I reckon if you go to let me just check. I reckon if
this is husband leaves message to wife before cave floods.
That's a pretty good one.
Should we start there?
Yeah, go on.
Cool. And of course they're very sort of melodramatic. It's never like man collects mail from mailbox on pleasant morning and returns to breakfast nook.
Exactly. It's always, he's a master of the kind of use of bodily fluids to communicate an emotional state, and he's always got sort of tears coming out. He's always screaming. He's always sort of frothing a bit at the mouth. He's always snotty. And he uses lighting and sound very effectively.
Yeah.
One of the things I want to show you, I've got two videos maybe we could quickly look at, and then a third, which is an interview with him where he's talking a little bit about his method, which is interesting to watch because you just think watching these videos that this guy's nuts, but actually he's kind of quite a normal seeming guy who just has a particular way of having mastered the algorithm, which we might come back to.
I absolutely thought he was nuts. I was like, how can this guy, and also I mean, people get a sense when we show him now, but you also just think, how has this guy got like mates that are just like, yeah, that's fine. He just does that. It's fine. We'll still have a beer with him.
Yeah. I remember when we were talking about him a few months ago and you said, imagine like he's got kids. And I said, yeah, his kid has some friend over for a sleepover and he's like, what's that screaming coming from the garage? And the friend,
the blue light and the screaming.
Yeah. And the
why is
friend's
your dad all snotty and...
That's just my idiot dad making his videos.
Now, can you see that screen, John?
Yep, I can.
Okay, so let's have a look at this. Man, husband leaves message to wife before cave
sorry,
floods.
We never had kids together. Katie, I don't have a lot of time. I've got myself into a bad situation and I can't get out. This cave is going to flood any minute, so I've got to tell you a few things. You're the best thing that ever happened to me.
Really feel
wow.
I've let you down by not being able to make it back home like I always promised I would.
Left.
Yeah, so...
You've been a bad partner by getting stuck in a floody cave. And then this other one is soldier found wife sleeping with his brother. So that's kind of more rage filled.
This is the second one?
So you'll see, you can see there. You should be able to see the caption in the link that I sent you. I think it's the third of the links that I sent you.
Okay, so here we have. Oh yeah, can share this tab instead. Let's have a listen to what he's got. Soldier found wife sleeping with his brother. I wonder if this is the same movie. Like if he died in a cave after this. What a roller coaster! People would come out of that. People would come out of that with like shock. That movie, they just wouldn't be able to function ever again.
Exactly. He felt so betrayed that he ran into a cave and it flooded.
All right, that would be fucking great. Like the idea that these all come from the same movie. All right, hang on, let's play this here. Soldier found wife sleeping with his brother. So he's very snotty as well. Yeah.
How could you
and
do
nothing.
This to me, Anna? You are my wife.
And she's filming
with my brother.
She's just holding my camera out.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just got back from war.
I just got back from.
It's good.
I got 2 kids, for God's sake. How could you do this to me?
Great exposition as well. Like, and also
giving you all the facts.
Giving you all
the from war. I don't know if soldiers speak in those terms.
And then he said, and can you please turn off cinematic orchestras to build a home? It's not the appropriate song to be playing in the car right now.
Yeah. She's going, sorry, I just want to get the mood right.
She's just like, I just really love cinematic orchestras to build a home. It's just like the ultimate emotion song.
Sorry I fucked your brother, but I'm just going to pop this on. I mean, the first one is probably about as mild as he gets, and that second one is more of his typical register. So that kind of shows you the emotional range that he traverses. And it's an interesting thing, as we'll come to, like, there's a few things going on that are interesting to me. One is just kind of, it's just blindingly nuts, and it is kind of compelling, because you're just like, what is wrong with this person? How are they so willing to just debase themselves? And the comments threads are often very funny. Like, people will say things like, sorry for your 400th loss and things like that, because it's just all that bad shit happening to people. And then, you kind of think, as it's gone on, I've noticed that obviously 2 things are happening. One is kind of running out of ideas, so they've got to get more and more odd. But also, I think he approaches it quite scientifically because he sort of has a sense of, okay, this part of this reel has worked, or this kind of tone has worked, this kind of lighting. So they get more strange, like the narrative gets more strained because you feel as though he's just basically being led by the algorithm, the result. So it's a real kind of tail wagging the dog thing where, you know, it doesn't really have to make sense. And in fact, it gets less and less sensible as time goes on. It gets more intense, obviously, it gets more overblown, it gets more unhinged, but it also gets kind of less comprehensible because it's just a pastiche of various ideas that he's had that have kind of hit. And so, you know, more recently, it's like stuff like this guy, you know, getting abducted by aliens, or like, I don't know, getting attacked by a serial killer or whatever. It's just kind of, and I've heard him in interviews saying, look, I did start, and I think this is probably bullshit, but he's saying, you know, I did start with one of my goals was like raising awareness about drugs and things like that. And, you know, I don't know, bereavement or depression or something, but then it'll just, you know, and he's like, but I accept that not a lot of people will face, you know, being lost in space as an astronaut or something. So I can't really claim to be doing awareness raising anymore.
Abducted by aliens or
exactly
trapped in a cave.
Yeah, I'm just
cave diving.
Raising awareness for cucked war veterans. The forgotten heroes.
It's also, I think the other thing that's so fascinating about it is it's so, you know, social media just being distilled by the algorithm and A/B testing over and over and over again because I think for a lot of people, you eventually go, oh yeah, this works on social media, but it's probably not exactly how I want to be living my life. And so you go, I'm not going to do that. But then there's another group of people that just go, no, I'll just do whatever works. And they do one thing and they test it against something else, and then they test it against something else, and they keep doing these videos and they keep looking at the analytics and they go, okay, well, it seemed like and it's funny because I say this and it sounds, people that aren't in kind of A/B testing, online media world, it sounds insane, but this is really how specific it gets. He will have tested blue lights, he will have tested red lights, he will have noted everything down, he will have tested, you know, this close to the camera, not so close to the camera, this much snot, too much snot, a little bit less snot, and then he will have each time he's just distilling it further and further down, trying to create the ultimate package of elements, the recipe, like the fat, sugar, and salt in a Snickers bar that they hit the perfect thing. Yeah. He's just going like, nah, I'm going to just do everything. I'm going to keep testing until I get the perfect thing that's going to make people not be able to look away. And there's not a single person on earth that can say to me, nah, don't do that. That's not a good idea.
It's true. It's like a restaurateur who just realizes that heroin is better than any of the food on his menu. So he's like, right, well, I guess I'll just be a drug dealer then. And whereas somebody else might go, this isn't really, I had an idea to sell this food, but if people don't love it, I guess that's the end of that idea. Because I didn't really just want to sell anything that people would consume. Whereas he's just like, yeah, whatever it has to be. If people are into smack, fine, I'll just do that. And I'll just scrap the creme brulee and replace it with smack.
Smack Brulee is a great name for a band. Do you have a sense with him what the end goal is? Because the man that I'm going to speak about in a second, I think, wants to become an actor. Oh. Do you think that's this guy's? Has Lewis? Is this Lewis Saunderson? Yes.
Yeah, Lewis Saunderson.
Yes.
I think there might be a bit that you can. I don't know that much about his kind of ultimate goal, here? Except for achieving
clout.
Because I mean, he's got obviously millions of followers, including on TikTok, and maybe that means he's getting some money from ByteDance to run the account.
But not much,
but not a heap. No,
you can't monetize social media particularly well. I mean, except for YouTube. if you're just getting views, then it's like a bit of pocket change. I think for the most part, you have to be doing something off platform. You have to be like selling a product, or he has to be getting acting roles, or has to find some other way. He has to be doing cameos. That's where you collect the real shebang.
He does do cameos. I've noticed that.
So like that.
Go. Yeah, must be actually. We missed a trick because I'm just seeing that in his bio now. Maybe next week we'll order a cameo from Lewis.
I wonder what he uses. I wonder what he uses for snot.
I just wanted to say hello, Alan John.
I can't. I've gotten myself trapped up a tree. I'm gonna die up this tree, and I just want to say congratulations for 250 episodes. I'm gonna die.
Fucking podcast I ever listened to.
Maybe we could pay extra for extra snot.
It's true.
Can we
get him to just get so emotional that he loses control of his bowels?
Yeah, so that's fascinating.
It's
if it
true.
is just
it must be a cameo.
It looks like you've sent me also a little bit of an interview with him, John. Where he's been more normal.
The third link is him just being normal in an interview. So there's a bunch of those clips, and he's not the most likable man, so I didn't watch all of them. But there may be some where he gets into kind of what his goals are, because clearly, I mean, the other thing is, I guess you could do, I don't know, you could, maybe when he's like alien bursts through chest, and then the alien will be wearing like a Hello Fresh t-shirt or something, and he'll be able to product place.
Let's have a look at this. So this is him in an interview.
Talking about his craft.
Talking about his craft. So basically this is like, what was it called? The Actors Studio? Was that
exactly.
what it was? Was that
Inside
what it was
the
called?
Actors Studio. That's
Inside
right.
the Actors Studio.
Is that what it was called?
Something like that. Yeah. So here we go. Yeah, this is also on the screen for anybody. The little thing here says negativity and trauma sells. And then he says,
could put myself out there. I could script something and make it kind of light-hearted and funny and stuff, but it's going to flop because the algorithm's not going to support it, for starters, because
it does feed off negativity.
Also, the algorithm really supports my content on TikTok and Instagram now. In the past 2-3 months on Instagram, I've kind of went from 300, 400, 500 followers to 124k followers in quite a short period of time. And I now have the algorithm clearly supporting my content on my reels. And that's to do with times and hashtags and descriptions and audios and all of the mechanics behind it. But it wasn't up until a few months ago. I could post a video on TikTok and it'll get 10 million views overnight, and I'll post the same one on Insta Reels and it'll get like 300 views. And I'd just be like, why is the Instagram algorithm?
Yeah, so it's interesting.
He's not happy with how one of the algorithms was treating him.
Was treating his muck. But but it's funny that somebody who you would watch those reels and think this guy's kind of on the edge of sanity, but of course he's actually just an ostensibly pretty normal guy who, as you say, is willing to do whatever it takes. And obviously that I wonder what's going on with the follows, because almost everyone in the comments is kind of having a laugh, and I'm sure that he can't fail to be aware of that people are kind of people are watching it for satirical purposes.
Yes.
And yet it's not like he's going, okay, well, I'll just pivot then to letting people know that I'm in on the joke. And, I think there's one or two where he's kind of done a cameo where he's, talking about like Premier League football or something. But most of them are just, in this very serious, like he's done some that are, here we go, space crew before they're all killed and whatever. He just kind of, and there's one with just this guy with a spider crawling across his nose in space. Really,
I'll just bring up here on the screen as well for anybody who wants to see. These are all the thumbnails.
Yeah, they're wonderful.
Which are just.
I mean, imagine showing this to someone 40 years ago. Like this is what people will be watching, and they'll say, "What is this?" Here he is. Look at that, screams.
So good. He's both an astronaut and wearing oxygen at the same. He's like in a sort of. He's got hospital accoutrements, but is also in space.
That's what I mean. Like he's probably gone. Oh, the algorithm likes head bandages and masks, but it also likes space.
I love this. Look at this one, Superman,
drowning Superman. Superman's brother fucked his wife.
This was during his Superman era. He was really. Then this one, he's got an alien
finds
friend.
Out Lex Luthor slept with Lois Lane. Look at that. Look at the alien one. Oh, can we do the one with the neon vomit? That looks great.
This one, sure. Let's have a look. That's just a picture. That's new video.
Wow.
That must be. That's astronaut killed by alien.
Okay. Yeah.
It's great too. He's very cleverly started with the most impactful part of the
Classic
video,
technique,
classic technique, and then gone back and said, "Hey, if you want to know why I was neon vomiting, then I'll explain it to you."
That's right. I usually check out. Then I'm like, no, I just wanted to see the neon vomit. I don't care why. I haven't got all day.
Dr. Sam Jordan, our mission has been compromised. We discovered life on the moon.
On the moon?
The creatures have killed all of my colleagues. These life forms should be considered hostile.
Imagine trying to get to sleep after just like pumping 20 of his videos into your brain.
And there he is, just musing about what his craft is.
Somebody said to him, "Have you ever thought about what you've gone and done?" And he looks like this.
He was like, yeah, no, it's a good point, actually. Do you think you should monetize this? And he's gone, oh, fuck.
This must be like football team losers. My football team didn't make it. Look at this. This one here, I love the eyes on.
Look at that.
He's got kind of cross eyes.
It's almost like an anime face. And I love the one where he's poking up from behind a door. I wish you could pay him to just do that. I wonder if you can, in the cameo, if you can be really specific. Like, it's my friend Al's birthday, and I want you to be a cowboy, and an alien comes out of his chest while he's giving a farewell message to his wife.
Sure. Of course, it would just be a money thing. There's, I get the sense with Lewis. I don't know what it is about him, but there's just something that makes me think he wouldn't say no too much if the price was right.
He'd give it the old Saunderson try. Yeah, I guess the questions abound. I mean, is there a core of people, do you think, who, I guess there must be people who would just like think this is good content, as well as all the people who are laughing.
It's brain rot. It's not what it's not really what we associate with that term so much now, because this year we've of course had Italian brain rot, and there's a lot of animated brain rot. There's a lot of very manipulated video and photography that, but particularly video. When I think brain rot, I always think of brain rot more as animations or effects and things like that. But it is really just any low quality content that you're not really. It is slop. It's slop and muck. It's really just slop and this definitely fits into the slop and muck. Like,
absolutely,
you wouldn't want to share this with anyone and say this is good. This is good for you.
Yeah, you wouldn't invite a girl over to Netflix and chill, and then you say, before we get into that, let's just watch a few Saundersons.
Let's watch his entire back catalogue. He obviously would have, we don't have time to do it now, but he must have started doing just slightly emotive acting, and then one time a little bit of snot came out of his nose, and then the comments the algorithm went, wow, we love that salty viscosity that's coming out of your schnoz. And then he was like, oh, I better do that again. And then now his whole thing is just saliva and snot and tears.
Yeah.
Imagine how salty he'd be if you wiped him down after one of these shoots.
He's got to have like a long steam bath afterwards to get all the grime out of his nasal cavity and all his saliva. He's probably got to go on a saline drip because he's lost so much fluid from several takes.
He just needs to be in a space blanket with a saline drip after every shoot. He actually does end up like a trapped cave diver at the end of every shoot.
Sending a farewell message to his Cameo fans. I've made too many reels.
I've done too many reels. I've run out of salt. Now, John, can I just take you to a different part of the world, to another man that I've met over the past few months, who is also pushing the boundaries of acting. But I think in this man's case, I think he's actually using it to try and become an actor. And this is a man that we love so dear, and he goes by the name Famous Ram. And Famous Ram is a man in India, and I got presented one of his videos a few weeks ago, and perhaps we could just show that one, because I think people will instantly go, oh, I can see why Alex became interested in Famous Ram. And so this...
He's much more likable, I think.
He is definitely much more likable, and he doesn't do as much snot. The thing I love about Famous Rams as well is that he's kind of angling. You'll play it, but he's definitely trying to just like show his acting range so that he can be an actor. And it's kind of it's through that lens that we watch him and we just go, wow, he's really laying it all out on the table. But also very much like our old mate Lewis. They're very similar, and we'll come to that in a second. But this is what you do. The algorithm says we loved that, and you just go, I'll just do that again. So here is Famous Ram, and for anybody who can't see this, Famous Ram is an Indian man, and he looks to be in his late 20s, early 30s. Yep. And this video, it starts, and he's talking about being lazy. The caption he's given is, lazy people can understand this pain. Okay. And then it said, this video is dedicated to all the greatest lazy people. Famous Ram, would you please take it away? Whoa, hang on.
Ladies and gentlemen, Famous Ram.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome to Don't Praise the Machine, Famous Ram.
You are lazy? Yes, I'm lazy. So what? I scroll through my phone till 2 a.m. and wake up. That's like me lazy. I eat junk food like it's a diet plan. That's like me lazy. I stay home all day, do nothing. That's like me lazy. I don't work out. That's like me lazy. So what? Am I the only lazy person on this planet? Is no one else out there lazy like me? Whatever it is, however it is, I'm sticking with it. Lazy till very the end.
Love that.
So for anybody whose captions on the screen, he speaks very loudly and fast, does Famous Ram, but it appears that what has happened in this scenario is that somebody has accused him of being lazy, and he's done the ultimate cope. And he's basically said, I know I am, and I'm proud of it. Like, you can't put me down. And you'll notice that he uses the expression,
rest is resistance, kind of, he's gone for the self-care deep into the goblin mode. I love that.
It also, the other reason this is great is because...
what expression did he use?
The expression that he uses a lot is "so what." So it's like somebody has accused Famous Ram of something, and he says so, and then he says, "Yes, I have done that." So I think what he worked out is what people love is they love the scenario of somebody having a character flaw pointed out about them. They're being accused of something, and rather than shrinking, they own up to it in a kind of almost like a nihilistic sort of doomerism way. They're like, I drink alcohol. I smoke cigarettes. I cheat on my wife. So what? He made a couple of those, and they absolutely blew up. So maybe I'll even show you. So that's...
please.
But I love this one because I think he started to run out. you understand maybe your parents would be angry at you for being lazy. Maybe a girlfriend would be angry at you for being lazy. There's certain people who they'd be upset with you about being lazy. That kind of makes sense. But I think he started to run out of ideas for things for people to be upset with him about. And so he just started getting defending himself against things that aren't the kind of thing that anybody would really be very upset about. So this one is titled "Yes, I Am a Movie Lover."
Oh yeah.
You are a movie lover, movie lover. Yes, I am a movie lover. I love movies. So what? When I was in loneliness, movies were with me. That's why I'm a movie lover. When I was in tension, movies give me relaxation. That's why I'm a movie lover. Movies give me good memories with my friends. That's why I'm a movie lover. So what? Is being a movie lover a crime?
No, nobody's accusing you of that, Ram.
So nothing, Ram. I just said you like
But one thing
movies.
is true. Even if there is no sleep, no food, or even no one with me, I can survive. But without movies, I can't. I can't live. I can't live.
Ram.
Beautiful. He just gives it his all.
Ram
And he
is
does.
yeah.
I noticed that he does tag it as, potentially as a kind of comedy video. But there's nothing about his performance that suggests he's in on that comedy. He's just like, if you find this funny, I guess, whatever. Again, it's just like, if you think I'm a shit and you want to subscribe to the channel for that reason, fine. If you think I'm great, fine. Whatever.
I did
Just
a bit
just doing it for the algo.
I did a bit of research on him, and the way that I did this, if it's a little bit of a hot tip for anybody. I only found an interview with him on YouTube in his native language, which is Telugu, one of the classical languages of India, and is the most widely spoken language in the state, as well as its official a language in the state. He lives. He's from Andhra Pradesh. Is famous Ram. And the way that I did this is that just a little hot tip out there for people. I took the subtitles track from YouTube and then fed it into ChatGPT because and then ChatGPT translated the whole interview for me. So it says here he joined the Indian Army in 2015. His interest in the army was influenced by people in his hometown who are predominantly in the military. He said his job in the army has been an obstacle to his acting career, and he's considering voluntary retirement after 10 years to pursue acting full time. He said his family are poor farmers, and he used his army salary to build a house for them and help his younger brother study for his master's degree. So he's good guy, famous Ram. He mentions he has no bad habits like smoking or drinking, and those are themes that come up. In his videos. He's
just extremely lazy, but a teetotaler.
Yeah, so he's doing the same thing, which is this kind of like hyper acting that is really on the what might be very much described as cringe. In fact, I said to John when we were going to do this episode, I said, I want to give a name to this sort of overacting that people are doing on social media short form, and I'm going to call it Cronge with an O. And so I was like, we need to do a Cronge episode. And then anytime anybody's doing one of these fake overreacting things, then it's just, I send it to John. I just go, check out the Cronge I just found.
Cronge farming. That's what they're doing. It's funny, isn't it? Because when you think about the history of forms of entertainment or diversion and the way they're marketed, you might get someone who's like, look, 50 years ago, you get somebody who comes to Hollywood and says, look, I just want to be famous and I don't really care if I'm on a morning show, if I'm a news anchor, if I'm a dramatic actor, if I'm a comedy actor. Maybe they'd be like, I don't really care if I'm in porn, whatever. But all of those things are, all of those media and performance styles are kind of dictated by just sort of organic human tastes. You do something, you develop a fan base, and if it works, then you pursue it. But this is kind of happening in a different way and on a different timescale, because the thing that's dictating it is like real-time algorithmic feedback. So this thing that's like not even a human brain is really driving the kind of stylistic developments in the form, which is odd because people don't really, you wouldn't be able to ask that audience, do you know, what would you prefer? And they would say, oh, I think what I connect with here is that it's the blue lighting in the background and the fact that he has a bandage on his head or whatever. Like that just wouldn't be part of their conscious experience of what they liked or why they clicked on it. But the algorithm knows, and it drives us into some very strange places where, as I said, like the narrative is kind of, you could be talking about being a movie lover. It probably doesn't fucking matter because it's just the tone and the style that's getting people to click on it.
That's right. He could be talking literally about anything, but it's just the delivery. It's just as long as he's saying "so what," you go, "Oh, this guy's being accused of something he doesn't care. He's got a devil may care attitude that I need when I'm sitting on the toilet this morning, phone in hand."
Exactly, and I think that is what makes it a kind of brain rot, because it's basically like the actual substance of the content comes second to, you know, this
very
sort
good
of
point, John.
Primal appeal that it has to our dumb animal brains.
That is, I think that's exactly what it is, isn't it? Is it's like if you were to try and explain, if you said to somebody, "Oh, can you tell me what the video is about?" and then you did, the people would go, "Well, there's nothing there," and you go, "Nah, you don't get it." Now what? Then you watch it, and you go, "Oh, it's just all in the screaming." It reminds me very much of when I first started watching. I think the first person I ever saw do this, it doesn't really do this anymore, but I remember when I first heard that there was this YouTuber called PewDiePie who was blowing up on YouTube, and I tried to watch his videos, and he was playing video games and screaming at the TV in a baby voice, and I was just going, "What? This is awful. What is this?" It's like he's making videos for 4-year-old boys. And then the next level was, I remember when Logan Paul popped up on YouTube, and he was like sticking his face in the lens, and he was like smashing plates and jumping around, and I was just like, "Oh, there's nothing here. They're just sort of doing movements and big sounds and all the things that you're not allowed to do as a 4-year-old boy, like smash plates or tip drinks over or spend $1 million in a candy store."
Yeah, exactly. And it's kind of like Coco Melon for adults, basically.
It is very much. Now, this one, John, I'll send you another one here because, like I said, Famous Ram, he's angling for, like, he loves, I'm sure we all love the clout. He loves his fans on Instagram, but really, it's really gone out to casting agents. He wants to leave that army and be in the movies. And so here he's taken a simple premise, which is he's best friends with a girl. It's not romantic. My bestie keeps dousing her dress. So a bit of context here. Best friend's taken him to the dress store, and she said, "Do I look good in this?" And now he's going to go through a whole range of emotions during that particular event. And you can see this is range. So this is how a casting director can see this and go, "Wow, he's taken just that same line and he's done it so many different ways."
Yeah, it's good. Really, it's good. I swear it's good. It's good. How many times should I say this? It's good.
Beautiful.
It's good, yeah. It's good.
Sad.
The sad.
Now he's crying.
It's good. It's good.
Wow.
It's good.
Now, Stern.
I told you it's good.
Aggressive.
Some of these are... Wow.
Oh, now he's striking her.
It's good.
Wow. Several of these things would have...
I didn't remember at the end there.
Out of the store.
He's going to get...
Relatable. Relatable. I'm not sure about that, Ram. And then he says this video is made for entertainment purposes only, so that you don't think he's actually assaulting someone in a dress store.
The top comment's pretty great. Somebody's just written, I still don't believe you. Is it good?
And Rosemary said, red flag as fuck. I mean, fair enough, yeah. I don't think it's necessarily a red flag, but because that tends to be a warning, whereas somebody actually punching you is more kind of the end point of what happens if you ignore red flags. Yeah, I think we've covered a fair bit of ground, but just an honourable mention. We don't need to go to him, but I urge people to have a look at him in their spare time.
Yeah.
And that's Emotions in Life.
If you've got one link, John, we can throw him up as the closer here.
Yeah,
and maybe,
that's a good idea.
as you send that to me, just explain Emotions in Life to me.
I mean, it's interesting because you might be forgiven for thinking Lewis Saunderson, he's just one random guy who's decided to do this, but it's very much part of an emerging genre, and I think that's made clear by this guy, Emotions in Life, who just has, I'll just send you a link to his tickers.
Okay.
He's also, of course, on all the other major.
Oh, I have seen this man. Yes.
So here's his Instagram.
You know what? You know what's really funny, John? I thought this guy, and in my brain, I had them as the same guy. That's crazy. Yeah. They don't look entirely dissimilar, and they have the same accent.
They got the same kind of, and they sort of come off like maybe they're sort of, working class-ish English guys about the same age. And, I mean, this bloke has got insane Emotions in Life I'm talking about, whose name is Coles. He's Tim Coles, and he goes by Emotions in Life. He's got 2.8 million followers on TikTok and 548,000 on Instagram. So more, in fact, at least on Instagram. And I think on TikTok as well, more than Lewis Saunderson. He might have been around for slightly longer. But a lot of them, I mean, they're even sameier. They're kind of like not, it's the same sort of thing where it's emotional intensity, hinting at an interaction which you're only seeing one part of, hinting at a kind of wider narrative that you're only getting a glimpse into, and just drooling, dysregulated insanity.
And he also, the other thing that I've noticed about his videos is they seem to be angled at women, and he seems to be trying to sort of relate to women by saying like, he doesn't appreciate you, you deserve better. It's this, he seems like the kind of lamest kind of like
pick me behavior sort of stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, so you're still healing from what you fucking did. It's that sort of stuff.
Let's have a look here.
Yeah.
14.
This video.
Send him this video.
Send him this fucking video, because I'm about to give him some basic points about being in a relationship, because he doesn't seem to fucking know. Texting another woman is cheating. Giving another woman attention is cheating. Making another woman feel like she has a chance is cheating. Cheating isn't just sleeping with someone else. It's giving another woman your time.
Might also just add, once again, To Build a Home by Cinematic Orchestra is absolutely. And the other one was that Lana Del Rey song. So if you want to get a start on these videos, the first thing you want to do is you want to set the music to Lana Del Rey's Summertime Sadness from 2012, or potentially the most synchronized piece of music in the history of television film, To Build a Home by Cinematic Orchestra. Let's do another one from this guy. Here's another one.
Let him go! Let him the fuck go! Yes, you can! Let that motherfucker go! Let him go! You can! Stop chasing him! Let me be fucking real with you! You're chasing things!
I wonder if his whole thing is like, women send these videos to their bestie who they want to get this message to. Like,
maybe,
Sandra's with that toxic guy. I'll send her this Emotions in Life video. And she'll understand that she needs to let him go last.
Him talking to his female boss is cheating. Yeah, and he says
interacting with another woman is cheating.
he says live on TikTok every day for relationship advice. So
There you go.
there you go. He's got
Not
a
for
kind
men.
of a
Not for men.
It's real. This is definitely from by men for women. Jealous is a disease, he says on TikTok. But again, like the vast majority of his success, if you could call it that, is due to mockery, to people going like, "You're an idiot. I can't. This was unbearable," etc. Well, the comments are just thousands and thousands of comments like that, and he soldiers on. He says, "Love it, yeah. As long as you're commenting, fucking
That's right.
just
Yeah,
more abuse. I love it.
I mean, that's pure Cronge. Cronge invites the hate, but it juices the algo. All engagement is good engagement is the number one rule of thumb of Cronge. John, that's been our Cronge episode, and we've looked at 3 special men who are overacting on social media, and I like that across the globe as well with Famous Ram. And if any of these men would like to get in touch, it's hello@dptm.org. Come on the show, explain to us what's the motivation here. We're very lost. We're very lost.
Yeah, we're very lost. Exactly. And is there any chance of, because you sometimes see, influencers obviously collabing. I'd love to see like a Cronge house in the style of OnlyFans models. Just blokes in rooms.
That is the best, John.
Dribbling and snotting.
That is the best. The Cronge house with Famous Ram. Famous Ram just collabing with Emotions in Life while they just scream and fall into each other. That's the best. The Cronge house in LA somewhere, some McMansion in LA.
The cops keep getting called out because they think there's some disturbance. Just screaming from the Cronge house day and night.
Fuck, I want that T-shirt. Cronge, LA Cronge house collab. Awesome. This has been a great episode. I want to say thank you so much for bringing these men to me, John. You want to say thanks to me for bringing you, Famous Ram?
Definitely do. Thank you very much, Famous Ram, for everything you bring to our lives. And, I don't care if you're lazy and love movies. You're just a great actor.
You're right in my book. And you are the next Marlon Brando for sure. Forget about On the Waterfront. Forget about I could have been a contender. And just think about, so what? I want to watch movies.
Exactly. Yes, I could have been a contender. So what?
So what? So what? I could have been a contender. Yes, I could have been a contender. So what? Amazing. Thank you so much, everybody. We can't wait to see you next week.
The podcast.